Yes, indeed. We are back once again for another week of the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Pastor John McLean of that Veteran Rescue Mission here with a good friend, one of Kiki's best friends, one of John's best friends, Kiki Rogers with Country Financial Insurance. Thank you for joining me once again, Kiki.
Hey, John. Nice to be here.
Yeah. You always just add this tranquil, peaceful, safe environment for the studio, just like you do with people's insurance plans.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful lead-in.
Absolutely.
That was smooth.
Yeah. So I guess real quick, tell people about Country Financial, and then I'm going to jump into some prayer.
Sounds great. Country Financial is a proud sponsor of this and the Tasty Tucson show.
Yeah.
And if you have any insurance questions, you can reach me at 520-848-5003. But more importantly than me is he above, who we are here because of. So,
and if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be able to do this so regularly. This is with this fun thing and the future projects he has in store for us as a collective and individually, and none of it would be possible without him. And I like to thank him with the Lord's Prayer, and it goes a little something like this. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Forever and ever.
Yeah. And kind of to pivot on, one of my spiritual mentors, whether he's willing to accept it or realize it or not, a guy named Ron Arenas, who's going to be joining us next segment. But I wanted to just talk about, particularly both of us, just give our testimonies about, Ron and Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, and just all the amazing characters out of Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing that you and I have had the pleasure of getting to know. Whether it's through networking or just kind of around town. I've definitely had the good fortune of having them work on my house on several different occasions, and it's been such a blessing. But I'll have you started off. I know you know a lot of the different stakeholders within Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. What are your thoughts?
Well, absolutely. I can't say enough good things about Ron and his team. I got the chance to get to know them when I first moved to Tucson a little over a year ago. And I've seen them consistently at every networking, every sponsorship opportunity, any way that they can give back to this community and the other fellow people here at Tucson or businesses. They've been phenomenal. And not only that, just I've recommended them. Anybody, being an insurance agent, I have people call me if they have any damage in their home and they need help or recommendations. And I love recommending their services, not only for those emergencies that come up, but I love that Ron has a great maintenance plan for their customers. Yeah,
for sure. And the thing I like just in hearing the story of Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, other than the fact that, is a family-owned and founded business, locally owned, is just how they started out piece by piece. I think initially it was just plumbing, and then they got into heating and cooling, or vice versa, and then just how it's grown, how it's just it was this 2 or 3 people at the beginning, and now how they have, I think, a staff of 18 people. And
it's the American dream. Isn't that what we all hope for? Is that not only you can provide for your family, but then you can bring on others that you're supporting through your business. And it is a family-owned business, but I also notice within the business, everyone is treated as family, and they treat their customers that way.
And not to mention that, and it's, for me, it's almost brings a tear to my eye every time he mentions it. He has 2 of his sons, one of them that pretty much is, handles a lot of the operations with the organization, that work within the organization. So, when we say it is a family-owned business, it is a family business, and that's, both of us, having sons, to think that we get to work with them, we get to work alongside them. Even I did a podcast with my son during the summer. It was just it's just such a blessing to be able to have that. So
I have to chuckle because I tried telling Adam about the wonderful opportunity insurance and that I'm glad he wants to go to college. He got accepted to the U of A.
Nice.
My 18-year-old, he's a
Congratulations.
high school senior here in Tucson and wanted to go to the U of A.
Mhm.
Got his acceptance letter, is thrilled. But I was like, are you sure you don't want to just go into an insurance? It's not as much of an investment as college, if that's something you want to do. No, not at all. Doesn't want to have anything. How about like a side job? I need or something. No, not at all.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I mean, I did the podcast with my son. I don't see him ever doing it again. My 16-year-old, and then, like, I definitely don't see my 15 or 14-year-old being pastors. I don't know, maybe, but and
You never know.
And I don't think I don't see them join the military either. But either way, it's a beautiful story. And then
That's great. But
some
Ron
of the other
can do that and work with his kids. It's pretty cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And also the other characters we got. We know Frank the Tank.
Oh, Frank. Oh, bless Frank.
Yeah, I got to see him. We both saw him today at the Arizona
yes.
Sands Club.
Frank's amazing.
Yeah, the funny thing about Frank is he always has an excellent one-liner at the ready.
Oh, he's funny.
But he is a really good, authentic, genuine, true dude.
Yeah,
like
he
if
is.
you want the truth, you want it real, go talk to him. He'll give it to you without any sugar at all.
And what you see is what you
That's
get.
That's it. And then you got Ryan Shirley, who I'm a huge fan of. Definitely just another, in my
I
opinion.
think Ryan Shirley has one of the biggest hearts I have ever seen in someone, and someone that when you first meet him, you just feel comfortable and loved. And I know we all are in this for our business, but we do these businesses because we have families and we have people we love, and we find that we fall in love, with our fellow business partners as well. And I have so much admiration for all of those guys, Frank and Ryan and Ron. They're just amazing people.
For sure. And when I had just another character kind of that I got to meet just in having Picture Rocks Cooling Heating and Plumbing doing work at my house, Trevor, they have a young man that works there that did a lot of the plumbing work, and I guess used to I believe play at the U of A, or at least an athlete in some capacity at one time, but just a real quality guy. Like the conversations we were having, some real succinct conversations as he was handling the stuff in the house,
cool.
and just the way that he handled things. Like you could really tell that he knew his stuff, and he was like just letting me know what I needed to know. He wasn't giving me anything extra, so it was definitely a blessing being able to work with everybody, and just all the characters that they have. Picture Rocks Cooling Heating and Plumbing.
That's so cool. I haven't
awesome.
met him. I look forward to it. But I think what just really strikes me is that Ryan was saying they're looking also for more employees to bring on. And so if you know someone who's looking to either get into that line of work, or if you need Picture Rock, let me give you their phone number real quick. It's 520-900-6646. 520-900-6646.
And on that note, we'll go ahead and close. This is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. We'll have all that and more after the break.
We'll
I'm
see you after
Pastor
the break.
John McClain here with Kiki Rogers with Country Financial. We want to definitely extra special thank our sponsors, Picture Rocks Cooling Heating and Plumbing, Kiki Rogers, the Country Financial at the top of the list, Pep Inc., Gap Ministries, Better Business Serving Southern Arizona, Seton Photography, JDB Media, We Care Tucson, Action Print and Copy, Mark Weiss, your Lexus guy, Sonoran Senior Solutions, Desert Sunset Realty, Veteran Rescue Mission, White Stallion, Bukowski Law Firm, Unscrewed Theater, and the Tucson Tasty Show.
That's
All
a lot
that
of love.
and more after the break. Hello, all you beautiful people. Welcome back to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Pastor John McClain, here with the one and only Kiki Rogers of Country Financial.
Hello, listeners. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, hey, Kiki.
Yes.
You know,
Do I love
they made
ya?
a song just
Of course
for you.
I do.
Yeah.
Of course I do.
I know you do. So, yes, so for those who don't know the Common Good Radio Show, we highlight the good that is in the community and all the different areas and facets. And I'm really excited to speak with our next guest. His name is Javon. He's with JDB Media. I met this young gentleman. I say young, even though he's probably older than I am. At one of the local networking events. It's called Network Outdoors, which it was actually benefiting our nonprofit Veteran Rescue Mission at the time. Javon actually being a veteran, an Air Force veteran, recently getting out himself. I mean, like recent, huh?
I mean, if you count 2019 as recent. Then
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's pretty recent. Yeah, and he's now one of the experts, the gurus, the Jedis of digital media here in Tucson, and here to help you with your digital media needs. But before we do all that, we're gonna have him explain exactly the ins and outs of what that means, and exactly, I guess to start it off with, Javon, explain to our listeners who've never heard of JDB Media before, what is JDB Media?
Well, in short, JDB Media is a digital marketing agency that just helps startups and small business owners get more customers. That's the end all be all. The whole point is that if you're a small business owner or you're a startup, then you probably have a low or no marketing budget at all, and we understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an affordable price point to really get you started in whatever it is that you need. Also, you want to focus on running your business, right? So that's what we're here for.
Interesting.
Well, I know myself as a business owner,
Mm-hmm.
what I have a hard time with is just everything keeps changing so fast, and AI and all these other things. How do you stay on top of all of those changes, and how does that reflect in what you do for your customers?
I think it may not be the answer you're looking for, but I think being a nerd helps. You know, really enjoying the work, enjoying technology.
Okay.
You know, staying focused on it and keeping up on trends, not because we have to, but because we like to, you know, and I think that helps a lot. Also, you know, I can't speak for everyone that I work with, but I know for me personally, like I'm a little people oriented. So a lot of the business owners that I talk to, you can see who they are and what really drives them and what their passions are. So being able to translate that online helps them shine as an individual in their business, shine as an individual business. And that's really how you stick out, as opposed to, as opposed to trying to be the cheapest or the loudest in the market, right? We don't want to have like wacky, wavy, inflatable tube guys. We just want to make sure that whatever it is that we're doing really reflects you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so let's just say I'm John Q. McLean, public, new business owner. And I get with you, and I'm like, I don't even know what a marketing digital strategy, any of these words you're talking about is.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What does it look like? And how can you help my business go from, I just started it yesterday, I have a product, service, Facebook page, that kind of stuff,
Okay.
and getting it out there to the public?
Okay. Well, yeah, if you have a product service, then that's awesome. You know, products are, I wouldn't say that the easiest thing, but it's definitely doable, and social media is the way to go. You know, as a product person, or having a product as your business, that means that you're going to be more consumer centric, and consumers are really they don't go to Google to look for their makeup line, right? They want to see like an actual review. They want to see the actual product in person. If you're selling a beard oil or something for your car, then a demonstration is probably the best way to showcase that to your customers and really show them the convenience and value of the product. And how are you going to do that through a description on Google? Like, that's probably not going to work. Like, video-based content and picture-based content is the best way to go. So we'll come up with a strategy for that. My recommendation is posting at least once a day. And you don't have to worry about that, right? That's the reason why you hire us.
Nice.
You had mentioned other team members. So tell me a little bit more about who you work with and the different services that you guys offer.
Okay, sure.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to JDB Media itself, I'm operating it myself, but I have a lot of people that I subcontract work to, and people that help me with it. And I really appreciate them, right? I'm not a photographer or a videographer, so those are some of the people that I work with. Also some business consultants. Whenever there is something out of my scope of knowledge, the last thing I want is for somebody to come to me and tell me like, hey, I have this issue and I don't know what to do. And then put myself in a situation where I'm saying like, oh yeah, I'm the subject matter expert, and I'm not. I'm not that person. Like, it makes a lot more sense for me to go out and ask someone else who has that expertise and really bring them to the table. So when I'm talking about teammates, that's what I mean. There aren't any employees, not yet.
And when you say like, what is your scope of services? Like, what is like your list of services, and particularly like your sweet spot? And you, like, if like that John Q. McLean Public once again coming to you, what are those services that you can definitely get in there and get them started with and help them with as an initiation into what you are capable of?
Okay. Yeah. So, like I was saying, startups and small businesses, right?
Mhm.
That's the bread and butter. Low marketing budget. At the very least, you're going to need a solid foundation. You can do whatever you want on social media. You can do whatever you want on Google. But if they don't have a website to go to actually contact you, to actually make orders, then you're probably missing out. So that's the reason why we offer free websites and logos to all of our clients. That's also the reason why the rest of our services are affordable. So that includes Google Ad Management, that includes social media management, that includes SEO services, and graphic design as well.
Nice.
Yeah, there's 3 major packages, I would say. So we have what I call the essentials.
Okay.
The essential package doesn't include any social media, but it gives you everything you need in order to show up on Google. So I think it's perfect for anybody who's like a landscaper, contractor, roofer. It's really good for like insurance and real estate professionals, because that's where people are going to find those types of industries.
Nice.
They're Googling to search for it. And then we have the social package, which is for like those product-based services, people who really want to be seen in front of people. So there's actually I can't say too much about it, but there's a summer camp that I'm working with right now on the East Coast, and they're taking advantage of the social package.
That's cool.
Yeah, shout out to them.
That's awesome. So tell us.
And then he said
different
we said
type of-
there's 3 packages.
Yeah,
sorry.
The third one.
The third one is the full package for people who just want to make sure nothing gets missed.
Awesome.
Awesome. When you're inside.
Oh, I was going to say, tell us about some of the customers. And no, you can't say specifics, but you said the summer camp.
Yeah.
What are some ideal customers that would want to give you a call?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She has a good questions.
Yeah,
Yes.
I really encourage any small business owner or startup person to talk to me. I'll tell you right now, though, what really gets my heart on fire are people who have an altruistic cause. So people who are in like the healing and meditative space, people who are trying to uplift the next generation, people like, Veterans Rescue Mission is a really big one for me,
Thank you.
and the mission that they have. Like, those are the things that I like. So if your business or the product or service that you have is one that you see that makes the world a better place in some way, shape, or form, then I'm most excited to work with you.
What
Awesome.
an excellent fit for the show and
Yeah.
your mission.
Yeah, and he'll be doing, some of our social media stuff as well. So you guys keep an eye out on the Common Good Radio Facebook page and all our stuff. And if you want to see what his services look like, that'll be the place. So thank you, Javon, once again for joining us.
How do people get a hold of you real
yeah,
quick?
that's it.
Real quick.
That one.
Okay, you can go to jdb-media.com. So Juliet Delta Bravo -media. And that's the website. Pricing is there. You can contact me there. You can schedule an in-person meeting or a Zoom meeting there. You can also find me on Instagram at JDB Media LLC or Javon Dupree. That's my personal Instagram page if you want to check that out.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, brother.
Absolutely.
This is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain here with Kiki Rogers with Country Financial. You can find us both on social media as well. Also, if you have not heard of it, every Wednesday at the Arizona Sands Club, we have a networking meeting. Join us 9 a.m. See you there. We'll be right back. Yeah, that's right. We're back to the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am that very Pastor John McClain of that very Veteran Rescue Mission. We do a lot of awesome work. I'm so blessed to be part of this organization. And I'm also blessed to have good friends like Miss Kiki Rogers with Country Financial to, one, support us, and two, to have my back as my guest co-host this week every month.
This is my highlight of the month, is being on your show.
It's one of my highlights too, having you here.
Thank you.
Definitely, I'm just like all of my guest co-hosts, you're all awesome. I guess that's why I chose you to be my guest co-host.
Yeah, but didn't you say I'm your favorite?
You are my
told me
favorite. Yeah,
that.
don't tell Ron, but yeah,
Okay.
you're definitely my favorite.
And speaking of, welcome Ron.
Hey, there's
to
Ron.
Hello
yeah.
there.
Hello.
I know. Yeah, you have to be here for us to actually dote on you in person now, buddy.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
you'll enjoy listening back to the first segment where we just kind of went to town about how amazing you are, how amazing Frank the Tank is, how amazing Ryan Shirley is, how amazing Trevor is, your sons, how amazing they are, your wife. So
Well, thank you.
we
I
pretty much-
appreciate that.
Yeah, we went to town just talking about pretty much just how good a character your organization is and how, just all the kind of all the different awesomenesses of those different characters. So
Yeah,
So if
we're
you're
a good
tuning-
team.
yeah, for
Get
sure.
tuning in, go back and re-listen to the
Yeah.
beginning. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
great.
I will. I'll do that.
But
Yeah.
keep listening for now, everybody.
Yeah, because
You have him in person.
you're going to hear straight from the man about Picture Rock's cooling, heating, and plumbing, and particularly being a big fan of your Facebook page and the stuff that you guys are putting out there. Just because I learned so much from it, even aside from getting to hang out with you once a month here in studio and talk about the different stuff you do. And I saw on there an efficient home program, and it was just like all these concepts that we'll probably talk about today, short of how you guys were part, sponsored a team for El Tour de Tucson, were completely foreign to me, which is weird because I've been in water. That's why, as my job in the Army. So tell us about the efficient home program.
Sure. So we are a partner with TEP, Tucson Electric Power, and it's a program that ensures that the installations that we do on new HVAC systems are installed correctly, that they're efficient, that the people are getting what they're supposed to be getting. So it's just kind of there's a bunch of checks and balances there to make sure that everything is proper and installed correctly, and that the end user is going to have a efficient, long-lasting system.
Interesting. Nice.
And you have a guarantee of that as well.
Oh yeah, we do. Everything gets checked by TEP to make sure that it has gone through the process and it is, if you would say, certified by them.
Nice.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Nice. So definitely someone working with you guys, they know that you're not just one of those fly-by-night organizations. You certainly have all the certifications. You're connected with all the organizations to make sure that all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted when it comes to making sure that this stuff is done right.
Yeah, and we're going to be here for the long haul, so we're not going anywhere.
That's cool.
Well, I think that goes along with we were talking earlier about your team and yourself and how supportive you are in the community. And you were just participating in El Tour. I was a community sponsor of El Tour. I got to hand out the
all
medallions.
My friends were there. I was the only one not there. So yeah, I'm
what
jelly.
a great experience. Share a little bit more about how that went for you.
Oh, it went fantastic. This is the second year that Jeff and I have done it. And this year we put together a team. There was about 20 of us on the team. And we went out and got sponsors and raised money for some nonprofits.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's wild. So just real quick, actually riding in it, how was that?
It's fantastic. It's
how many miles did you do?
We did the 32.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
That's
an
impressive.
adrenaline rush.
Interesting.
You start off with, I think that race has 3,500 people.
Okay.
So
you
started
started off with like just a big pack of people.
Yeah.
They kind of staggered them the time-wise.
I've seen the video of it. It looks very scary to me. just to stay at the appropriate pace and not get trampled or get ran into. I don't know. It
but
looks
it's a race as well.
It's a little bit of it's a little bit frustrating just to try to get through all those people. Yeah,
I can see that.
We passed probably 3,200 of those people. Out of 3,500.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
And who was your team supporting?
We were supporting Soul Dog Lodge and Interfaith Community Services.
Nice.
Amazing organizations.
Awesome. And then I was speaking about your social media. Something that I saw on there regularly was the tankless water heaters. Yeah. And it was showing on there that, true or false rather, do they cause more water damage when they leak opposed to the traditional tanked water heaters?
Yeah, it's kind of a trick question that they put up there. But
Okay.
I mean, if either one of them leaks, you're still going to have water supplying it. So I think you'd probably have the same amount of damage.
Interesting.
Until someone, turns off that water supply.
So what? I mean, I have obviously, like most people, I have a tank water heater.
Right.
What's the advantage of a tankless water heater versus a water heater with a tank?
Couple advantages. You would have pretty much endless hot water.
Okay.
Because there's not a tank that would need to refill and get hot again. But also you're not maintaining that tank of hot water 24/7. So it's on demand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there kind of an average cost savings because of that?
There is. I don't know off the top of my head, but
it's probably pretty substantial.
It
cost
is.
differential.
Yeah, because you're saving a lot of gas because you're not heating that water all the time. You're only
For
heating
sure.
it when you need it.
Yeah, and in my house, I mean, that's the only thing pretty much we use the gas for. So I get this like $60,
Oh,
$70
okay.
gas bill. Actually, I guess for the heater, but then like during the summer, I don't use my heater. You
Right,
know? And
right.
even in the winter,
Mhm.
we still get to turn it on. Have you turned yours on yet?
Not our furnace heater,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
But I mean,
so-
the water heater, though, that
Mhm.
you need all year round if you want a hot
Yeah.
shower. So,
So
Yeah.
yeah, we may be thinking
So
about
someone-
one of those tankless things.
yeah.
Yeah.
How do they get a hold of you, Ron, again, if they want to
She's
talk
good
about
about
that?
that.
Yeah,
I always
she
forget
is.
Looking at
that.
that clock, guys.
Sure, they can call us at 520-440-4069 or picturerockscooling.com.
Awesome. Yeah.
We're so glad to have you again.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And that's Ron Arenas with Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. We were doting on him during the first segment, so definitely go back, check that out on YouTube, on Facebook, and all the other places, kvoi.com, all the other places you can catch the show. This is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McLean here with Miss Kiki Rogers of Country Financial. And stay tuned because right after this, we're going to have The Guys Next Door, hosted by Ron Arenas of Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. He was nice enough to have me be his co-host. You'll get to catch us here every single week. Also go to veteranrescuemission.org to find out more about the shows, about the work that we do to help veterans, as well as the litany of other stuff that we do to try to help the community. We'll be back with all that and more after this break.
Welcome back. This is The Guys Next Door. I'm your host, Ron Arenas, with co-host Pastor John McLean.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like we got a little bit better start this time than last time. Huh? I'm not like running around like the ship is about to
Right,
to
right. Yeah,
crash.
yeah. It's a
That's
little
a-
bit more calm.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
Maybe it's because it's relaxing Thanksgiving weekend
yeah.
and having that time off and
Just
some time with our family.
Enjoying, just feet kicked up, having we haven't buckled our pants all weekend long yet, so
Right.
maybe by Monday we'll feel ready. Let the food kind of settle down a little bit.
Yeah.
for sure.
What does Thanksgiving look like for you?
Thanksgiving, the day of Thanksgiving was the first day I've had off ever since I left the streets.
Oh,
Ever since I did my camp out.
Yeah.
It was the first day I've actually been able to just do nothing whatsoever.
Okay.
So a lot of sleeping, a lot of relaxation. Me and my wife had a little movie marathon.
Very
just
nice.
Hugging a 5-month-old baby and kissing her all day long. So
Well, there's nothing better than that.
nothing. There was no. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm living the dream. In
Right,
other words,
right.
yeah.
Something
for
to be
sure.
thankful for.
What about you? What was your Thanksgiving?
So this Thanksgiving, I smoked a turkey for the first time. Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
Up early. I had the turkey prepared the night before.
Okay.
Got it all rubbed and everything, so it
Okay.
was ready. And then threw it in the smoker around 5 a.m.
Nice.
Yeah.
I could imagine Thanksgiving's an ordeal at your household.
It's well, yeah, it is. I
Like
mean,
it's just like many different parts, like getting things ready, like really planning it out. You know, people coming together. It's
Yeah.
really something special.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, the parents come over, the in-laws come over, the kids come over. So it's nice.
That's
Really
cool.
nice. Everyone comes over, and of course there's football and
Mm.
basketball
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff on
Nice.
there.
Do you
Yeah.
guys have like one of those rituals where you guys like have like a family flag football or like a family like sporting event where
We
you
don't.
compete?
No. When
Board games, any of that type of stuff?
once in a while we do board games.
Okay.
Yeah. When the kids were younger, we used to do apples to apples.
Okay.
We played
nice.
that a lot.
Yeah, me and my boys, it's either going to be Scrabble, Connect Four, Monopoly, or Risk.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, those are like depending on how competitive we want to be. Those are the ones that we'll bust out for sure.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's cool.
So that was good. Yeah. Yeah. It's truly something to be thankful for. Is family time and a little bit of time
Yeah.
off. And
for sure, and we both have a lot to be thankful for.
we do.
Yeah,
We do every
for
day.
sure. Every
Not just
day.
Thanksgiving.
Not just Thanksgiving for sure, and not just Christmas, not just our birthdays, but
yeah.
every single day. Yeah,
Right.
but we can make it extra special during this time of year. That's the thing I love about this season. Like the holiday season is just people are so loving, so giving, so charitable. So I really try to empower that the most I possibly can because
Yeah.
come January 15th, they're not going to be that way anymore.
Why January 15th? Is that just
It's
when it wears off?
The new year. Yeah, the new year comes in, and people are like, their New Year's resolution wears off, and kind of it's a new thing. But particularly like working with the unhoused population, donations usually start that weaning off around mid-January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. After the holiday.
Yeah,
Spirit
people,
kinda,
you just get back into life, and it's it'll get you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I know we talked about this a little bit on the last segment, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the Tour de Tucson.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
please. Yeah.
It was, we just had a fantastic time doing it.
Yeah, and I mean, the definitely, hopefully you'll get into it, is just like the sacrifice, or just like what entailed actually doing it.
Yeah. So for us, we put together a team. There's about 20 of us. And for the last 6 months, we were getting together and riding not only on the loop, doing 30 or 40 mile rides, but also doing some fun rides, doing some mountain biking rides, which is what we like to do more.
And what is, like, having walked that 22 miles, and I broke it up over 2 days, it was very hard. What is it like riding 30 miles?
After you do it for a while, after you train for it, it's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you just your body gets used to it like anything else.
Is it like a couple mile walk? And what would you compare it to once you get used to it?
Oh, okay. Maybe it'd be comparable to maybe playing like a really hard basketball game or soccer game or something like that, where you're running just back and forth the whole time.
But afterwards, you're not really phased. It's just another good workout.
Yeah, it was a good workout.
Got the rush of doing it.
Yeah, your muscles know that you did something. Definitely, your nutrients are probably depleted, and you need to drink some water and get some healthy food in you.
What point do you think it'd really affect you if you try to ride that long? Like 60 miles, 100 miles? Like, what would really like be that limit for you?
For me, definitely I've never done the 100 mile. So I've done 60 miles before.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't too bad. No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't too bad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's just, this all kind of comes to me. I was definitely thinking of you as I was going on my walk, because I didn't think that 22 miles was that big a deal.
Yeah.
Like,
but it is.
Younger in my life, I've done it. I've actually walked from here to Phoenix once.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I did 22 miles a day during that walk, and it wasn't easy necessarily, but yeah, I did it.
Right.
But man, this doing 13 miles the first day, 9 the second.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it's funny. Every year we get a little bit older.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I keep trying to stop, but it doesn't.
Right, it doesn't stop. No.
Nope. Yeah, time wins every time.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
So a couple little things on the Tour de Tucson. It was the 40th year.
Okay.
The 40th year running it. There is they've raised over $100 million in that 40 years.
That's wild.
Yeah, for nonprofits. And last year alone they did $5 million.
Interesting.
And then there's also a $1 million impact on the economy of Tucson. People come from all over the world. Of course, they have to stay here. They have hotel rooms. They have car rentals. They have to go eat. So it's a big impact on Tucson.
Interesting. And what other bike races do they have in Tucson? Do they?
I don't think they really have any other big bike races in Tucson.
Because I was thinking the other day, and this may just be my big dream in John McClane brain, but what would it take to do our own bike race?
A lot of organizing.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Not like a 32 mile one, but maybe like a 2-3 mile loop.
Oh, okay.
That maybe just can repeat that loop.
Kind of doing like a little NASCAR thing, going around,
or even
several loops
down the loop. Like, what would it entail to actually do kind of a little trail on the loop itself?
I don't know. I know that at one point, it was probably during COVID, they had some mountain bike races. And that would probably be a little bit easier because it's on a track where it can be secluded. Doing something on the street or on the loop, you have the public involved. So you have to close off things. You have to make sure no one gets hurt. There's liability issues.
Well, I'd definitely love to explore that idea. Something to put in a thinker, because that's just it's just such. I mean, as you've taught me more and more, it's a thriving community, but it seems like it's underserved.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
The loop is probably one of the greatest things that the county could have done here. On any given Saturday and Sunday, when it's not summertime, when it's not 110 degrees, there's probably, throughout the whole loop, there's probably 1,000 people on that loop.
At least the first quarter of my trip, I walked along the loop.
Right.
And I had at least 300-400 bikes go past me.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
And granted, it was the weekend right before El Tour to
Right.
Tucson.
So everyone was training.
Mhm.
Yeah. But there's people with strollers, and there's people walking dogs, and there's people jogging. So there's just a mixture of hundreds and hundreds of people out there.
But yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. So it's good. It's one of the good things to see our tax dollars at work.
Yeah.
And people are enjoying it. And if people are here riding from out of town or out of the country, then they're spending money here. So it's helping our economy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if you plan on talking about the U of A football today, but man.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah.
They just continue to look good.
And it's we can't really, I guess for those who haven't yet watched the game, we don't want to give any spoiler alerts, but yeah, we're just so proud. We're so proud of them.
Yeah.
And just U of A basketball, and just, it's a good time to be a U of A fan.
Sports
right
fan.
Now. Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of a bummer that they decided to have a 12:30 game on the day of the El Tour de Tucson. We weren't able to go. It was the only early game that they had all season up to that point.
And the next day, I ended up playing golf with some Utah Utes fans. So, yeah, it was very interesting. They gave me some information on Utah, and they didn't seem too begrudging that Arizona just gave them a whipping. So yeah, it was nice.
They usually have some pretty good fans.
They were nice.
They're usually not out of line.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
We've been at games where there's been some out of line fans.
I could see that. I could see some rowdy ASU fans for sure. Let me see who else would be rowdy. Maybe some UCLA fans.
UCLA or USC fans. Yeah, they get a little. They have a couple drinks in them and they get a little rowdy.
For sure, that alcohol does that to people.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, especially if they're winning.
Yeah, yeah. And even worse if they're losing.
Yeah. Very true.
So what other thoughts you have before we roll out of here this week?
I'm just looking forward to the next week, and the Guys Next Door is just getting going, and it's exciting. It's exciting.
This is awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome to have this place where, at the worst, we can vent every single week about stuff we care about.
Right, but we're going to be bringing in some guests from in town, some people that make a difference here in Tucson, and get to talk to them, and people get to know them, and it's going to be cool. Yeah,
and you guys stay seated right there. I guess if you have to go to the bathroom, you may go to the bathroom, but come back, because we're going to have the second segment of the Guys Next Door and the first part of the Tucson Tasty Show, and we'll have Coffee with the Guys Next Door, brought to you by Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. And you'll get to hear Wesley Source's voice added in with us. And for more information, definitely go to
PictureRocksCooling.com.
PictureRocksCooling.com, as well as VeteranRescueMission.org has some information for you. Thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
All right. Thank you.